Hi folks, Dale York, Jstfish Outdoors. It's late September. We're down here on Fort Gibson Lake, and we're down here with just a most excellent crappie guide. I'll let him introduce himself, and we'll tell you about what we're going to do today.
Hi guys, I'm Mark McGuire. I guide on Eufaula, 10 Killer, Fort Gibson, Keystone, Kerr, Worcester some. Like Dale said, we're here on Fort Gibson. We're going to go out here and limber his elbows and shoulders up.
Hopefully catch dinner.
Hopefully catch dinner. What we catch, I will fillet for him today, and we'll send them home.
So stick around. We'll be back later on and pick Mark's brain about where we can catch each crappie this time of year.
Brush pile.
There he is.
And all of a sudden not get another bite.
Right.
You change colors and here you go again. You'll catch another 6 or 8 and then they'll die again.
That's a pretty nice crappie.
There's a nice one right there. That's a eater.
That'll look good on the dinner table.
Yes. That'll look good on the dinner table. You gotta catch more than 6 or 7 though, or my wife.
There he is. Oh yeah. They all count one, and they what Wanda Scott used to say?
Yeah, that's exactly what she used to say.
That's a black. Yeah. Nice fish.
There ain't nothing wrong with that fish. Oh, that was a dull bite.
Whew. Barely got it, didn't he?
Oh man, just got a little heavy.
Yes, sir.
Just got a little heavy. That bite and catch him.
Yeah, these fish are sure spooky.
I seen you hit that.
Spooky today.
Seen your line jump on that one. Another good one.
Another little crappie.
Yeah.
These fish here in Fort Gibson have to be 10 inches long. This fish here is probably 11 and a half. I have something here that I use because two of my main lakes, this is a homemade board.
Yeah.
Two of my main lakes are 10 Killer and Fort Gibson.
Yeah.
And these fish have to be 10 inches long. Yeah. So if you get the fray bill, the plastic one that they make, you can't get a black crappie in it. Because a black crappie across here is so much wider.
Yeah.
It's too wide to go in there. So I made this one, you can see pretty wide up here in the top. And it's been used a lot.
That's good though.
So you can see it 10 inch, this is a 10-inch mark here.
Right.
That board's got it 10 inches. So this fish is right at 11.
And you know, if you catch a fish much smaller than 10 inches, you really don't get a good fillet off of them anyway. So about a 10-inch fish is...
Unless you're my dad. My dad says, well, I can get a nice little fish stick off of that. So...
Yeah, my dad was the same thing like that.
Just like that right there.
Just like that right there.
Just like that right there.
Pop that over that little twig and... Boop.
That's a nice black.
Nice one there.
You can see you caught him on the bottom lip?
Yep.
That's telling you right there one thing.
The
These
fish ain't
are
hungry.
not hungry, but they don't want it there.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good point. I mean, you catch them fish in the lower corner, bottom of the mouth. The fish are just striking at it. They're not trying to eat it.
That's
They're just trying to kill it or move it.
Just don't want it there.
That's what they're trying to do. Kill it or move it.
It's in my space and get out of my space. Yeah, you can catch fish on minutes. I mean, you can catch up, and I think a lot of days that
Sometimes it makes a difference, but not very often.
another crappie.
All right.
Another little crappie.
Look at there.
Another black.
Another couple of fillets.
Yes, sir. You're going to be good tonight, brother.
Yes, sir. I might
For a
even
little
eat
fish.
one.
Fish is real shallow.
Yeah, I might even.
I want to get it. There he is. I want to get into crappie fishing, and isn't that pretty?
Oh,
That fish up there on top of water like that. That's just beautiful.
There's another one.
Cool. We
Hey,
got a double.
We got a double.
There's a double going on.
I think yours is a little bigger than mine now. Yeah,
A little bit.
You definitely got the bigger one of the two on that one. Both of them black.
Both of them black crappie. Beautiful fish.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
aren't those pretty?
Yeah.
I'll save this one for supper.
Yeah.
Small little area too. That area ain't big around the number 2 wash tub.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. Oh yeah. I never felt that fish bite.
Got
I
heavy.
just saw my line get tight, and I knew I was above the wood, so paying attention. And I figured I would have lost that fish when I picked it up.
Folks, we're out here, and I mean it is dead calm. And one of the most critical things when you're crappie fishing is retrieve, rod combination, line combination, jig combination. Mark, don't you agree that when you get in a situation where we just have no wind, folks?
None.
These fish get into just a ridiculously slow or subtle bite. And what do you find that you need to do in these conditions?
Slow down, for one thing. Pay very close attention to your line, because these fish aren't going to thump that rod. You'll just see your line stop, or you may see it go off to the side a little bit, or you may just see it get slack. When it gets that, jerk. Doesn't cost anything to jerk. Nothing. That's what I do. I slow down.
We just can't emphasize enough how lightly these fish that you see us catching are biting. Many times we're just seeing our line tick or move or stop, our line do something funny. Many of these bigger fish we're catching, we're never seeing on the rod tip. We're never feeling them. So you've got to have a sensitive rod. I mean sensitive rod. You've got to have light pound test line combination with the light sensitive rod, and you've got to have a real good smooth reel. I mean, we're using 4 6-pound test line max. We're using 5.5, 6.5 foot rods, ultra light rods. We're throwing 3/16 ounce heads made by who?
These made by Timmy Tom. Timmy Tom Jig Company out of Arkansas. As you can see, they're just like your bass jig. They have the fiber weed guard on it. Very, very important. It enables you to get through the wood without getting hung up and without being a frustrated fisherman, because you're all time retying jig. So these stick guards or fiber guards, they don't get in your way as far as catching the fish, but very important to get over the wood. Get in there where the fish are living.
Yeah, we're actually crawling these jigs painfully slow through these log jams and brush piles, and actually almost force feeding these fish. I mean, we're actually making them mad enough to strike that jig. Almost all these fish we're catching in the bottom lip. And Mark brought up a good point earlier. We were talking about when you're catching crappie or many other game fish, and you're consistently catching them in the bottom lip, that means those fish are really not striking the bait because they're hungry. They're striking it out of a reaction. They're just wanting to move it, kill it, or get it out of their way. They're not really trying to bite it and eat it. So, you know, folks, next time you're on the lake crappie fishing and you have these real slick water conditions, downsize your baits, pull out your most sensitive rod, your light line, your real smooth reels, and if you think you're fishing slow enough,
slow down even more.
There you go. Now that's a picture fish. Oh, scared me. I jerked to the stump. Now, folks, you can still catch fish when you get into these bluebird days, but you know, Mark's just reeling this jig painfully slow. And you know, we're having to fish a lot of different brush piles. We're catching the fish here, we're catching the fish here. But look at the size of that crappie. That crappie go what, a pound and 40
long? That crappie's probably going to be in the 160s, maybe a 170.
Yeah, that's a great fish. And you know, folks, you just got to remember, you got to fish slow and very methodical with the right light equipment to catch fish on these high bluebird, no wind days. But you can get it done. You just have to be patient and have perseverance.
Well said. That's what you got to be. I tell you what, I just measure it. And I just weigh him right here. Just see what this fish weighs.
Back up a step.
167.
167 official. And that's not a bad fish for the 25th day of September.
Right.
You know,
that's
and
good
we
fish.
got water temperatures what?
They're 81 degrees.
We got 81-degree water temperature, no wind, high bluebird skies, worst conditions to crappie fish, folks. And there's proof that you can still catch them.
That's it.
Hi, folks. Dale York, Jstfish Outdoors. We're back off the water. We just had a marvelous day with Mark McGuire, Mark's Crappie Guide Service today. We caught several really nice crappie. We'll include a little video to show you what they are spread out on the table. You know, we just had the worst of possible conditions you could ever have trying to crappie fish today. Wouldn't you agree with that, Mark?
Absolutely. We got high skies, very few clouds, no wind at all, slick water. Have a north front coming in. We just when we getting ready to leave, we had some north breezes pick up, start to blow. It's just tough. Slack water, calm. It makes for a terrible bite.
And we put in today on Fort Gibson. And where'd we put in?
We're
Mark?
at Rocky Point.
We went up the river. You know, they weren't generating any water today, so we had no current, no wind, high bluebird skies. Like Mark said, northern front coming in. And folks, we really want to stress when you get under these conditions, you really have to fish slow and then fish even slower. I mean, we were throwing small baits, 16th ounce heads, 4 6-pound test line on ultra light rods. And folks, you just cannot believe how light the bite was today. It was just ridiculous.
You may see your line flick, maybe. But you did what you do. You feel like you had this on the end of your line. When you felt like you had a leaf on the end of your line, you best be jerking. The biggest fish that we caught today was 167, almost a pound 3/4 fish, and he never hit it. He just grabbed a hold of it and slightly swam with the bait as we was barely moving that bait across that wood. Just felt that little bit of tension on the end of the line and jerked and caught it. I mean, it was a hard bite today.
Yeah, I don't know how many fish I caught today, and I'm sure Mark did too, where we never ever felt the fish bite the jig. We just felt a little added weight on the end of our line. That was the whole bite, folks. That was it. And you know, as we alluded to earlier, this is where you really have to have that combination of a very sensitive rod, light line, a good smooth reel, because all that comes into play when you're talking about ultimate sensitivity here.
Absolutely.
And you know, if you don't have this type of setup, you know, you need to look into this if you're going to crappie fish under these kind of conditions, because it can mean the difference between you going home with a bucket full of fish and going home with no fish.
No fish. And we probably caught 4 dinks to every keeper we caught today. So we've got 19, 20 over there, and we probably caught close to 100. Any of y'all want to learn the cast and drag technique? Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to take you out and show you how to do it.
And how's the best way to get a hold of you, Mark?
Cell phone, always. Leave a message if I don't get it, and I'll call you right back. It's 918-441-1453. And again, my name is Mark McGuire.
And the name of his guide service is Mark's Crappie Guide Service. Right. So, folks, give him a call if you want to come and learn this technique. And, I mean, he's an excellent teacher. He knows the stuff. He knows what he's doing. You know, we just had a wonderful day on the water under the most ridiculous conditions you'd ever want to crappie fish under. But, you know, he showed us where the fish were. We caught fish. And you can learn this technique if you want to. So give Mark a call, and I'm sure he can set you up with an appointment. Come out, and he'll spend some time with you. He'll show you how to use this technique, and it is absolutely awesome to catch crappie any time of the year, and especially when they get real finicky like this.
Absolutely. Bill, appreciate you coming to fishing with, brother. Had a great time.
Yeah, me and Mark, I certainly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to take me fishing, and I hope the folks at home are going to learn a few things off of this. This is Dale York, host of Jstfish Outdoors, saying, we'll catch you later.